The garden rescue team are on a mission.
Look at that!
To create beautiful green spaces in family homes.
What do you think? I think that's super cool.
And make people's garden dreams come true.
Fab!
Charlie Dimmock
Pushes the boundaries out.
the much-loved queen of the family garden.
What can go wrong?
The Rich Brothers,
Good luck, boyo.
creators of classy, trend-setting outdoor spaces.
It's such a nice pop of colour, isn't it?
And Arit Anderson,
That's brilliant!
an award-winning designer with a distinctive sense of style.
A lot of these plants are quite easy to maintain.
They're here to answer garden emergencies
There is a lot to be done.
based on the client's needs and budget.
So I think it's definitely challenging.
2 sets of plans.
Wow.
Designers create and pitch, but only one can win.
Ooh.
Garden
Shazza!
and the loser has to help them build it.
Oh, look at that!
This is what happens when 2 different styles collide
What's not to love?
to turn garden dreams into reality.
Oh, Charlie, I love you!
That's a bit better, isn't it?
Today, Charlie takes on Arit to design a fun-packed garden to tempt 2 kids outside.
Charlie, we have Louise, Naomi and William.
Okay.
Okay, living in Coventry. Louise is a single mum and she's approached us because her garden currently is a little bit bland.
Oh.
Healthcare worker Louise has lived in the family home since 2008.
We have the patio. The garden's quite overgrown, built last summer so that we could at least... There's lots of shrubs out there, have somewhere to sit in the garden. The rest, but none of them are very useful, and I think the whole lot could just do with a good makeover.
But it's tidy.
It's tidy, it just feels that there's just nothing in here that's really reflecting the family's needs.
Who's going to make the popcorn tonight then? You? You. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're welcome.
The problem I've got at the moment is when Naomi and William, with little tiny children, they used to go out in the garden all the time to play on their climbing frame. Since they've got older and their interests have changed and the climbing frame's now gone, they don't go out there as much as I'd like them to.
She wants this garden to play to her children's hobbies. William plays chess,
Okay.
and Naomi is a keen gymnast.
Oh, so that means there's got to be a bit of space.
Yes, so she wants that reflected in the garden.
Right.
It'd be lovely to have something that would really engage the children and get them out into the garden rather than sitting watching TV and playing on their consoles.
Moving along, what does Mum want?
Mum is a keen veg and fruit grower. And Mum told. So yeah.
Okay.
So she likes making. So she really wants to get fruit. She likes
that.
She's good on the dams and veg growing in the garden.
I'd really like to encourage the children to help with the gardening process as well.
About walnut size, yeah.
William in particular is a very fussy eater, but I found that if he grows food, certainly we got him to eat beans from my mum's garden because they were beans that he'd grown and he would then eat them. So I think if I can do that with every single vegetable, then he might even start eating sprouts.
Budget-wise?
Budget-wise, we're on 3,000.
Okay, 'cause the fences are good.
Yeah.
That patio, there's nothing wrong with it.
But so I think really something for everybody in this garden, really.
It looks like there's enough space for that, doesn't there?
Yeah.
To give the family a garden they can all enjoy, Arit and Charlie head to Coventry for a closer look.
It's a good sign. All the little strawberries.
How cute is that?
Yeah.
Definitely a grower.
How look at this! Wide enough to get a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Tick.
But with the rest of everything, oh yeah. And house, Charlie. I don't know about you, but
It's not
the patio.
already done. Overly exciting.
There's nothing to see apart from da-da.
The garage. Useful, but not pretty.
Yeah.
Lots of fruit.
Yeah.
Damsons, strawberries on the front. Apple down there.
Yeah.
Definitely enough space for forward rolls and cartwheels.
No forward rolls. What if I found this? Oh yeah.
Well, I'll be inside getting some ideas for you. Oh, hello. Oh dear, a lot more practice, I think, Arit. Well, this feels quite cosy in here. definitely very family orientated. I can imagine Louise sits here with William and Naomi chatting about school, having a cup of tea, sort of a nice place to hang out together.
Tell me about your garden, Louise.
We used to love the garden, especially when the children were younger. We had lots of play equipment, big climbing frame. But as they've been sad that they stay inside, got older, I've taken that away. And they don't come out here anymore. And it's
Space, well, this looks like a chill-out zone for the children. Beanbags. Oh, cinema. Sprawled there. Well, that's got to be William's chess set, halfway through a game by the looks of things. Bagatelle. I can see why the children don't go out in the garden. There's way too much fun to be had here.
What about yourself?
I'm also interested in growing my own fruit and vegetables. I love to cook and be in the kitchen, so to be able to grow my own things and then prepare a meal with them would be great.
Have you always grown vegetables?
Well, I used to help my gran over in my mum's garden. She was in the Land Army during World War II, so it'd be really nice to have a garden that would pay tribute to that, and also a garden that she'd be proud of.
Well, I'm sure she would be. They're so nice because gardens really invoke memories, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. If I ever walk past some lavender and smell that, always reminds me of my gran.
Oh, that's really nice. And Naomi?
Sitting down, actually, she's always kind of upside.
She does gymnastics, doesn't she?
That's down somewhere in the house.
Okay, and what about...
That's why very rarely do you see her ever.
What about William?
He likes his chess, he likes basketball, but he also likes nature. He's not very good with eating fruit and vegetables, so we've had a bit of an attempt to try and grow a few fruit and vegetables out here so that he will get into it a bit more.
Wow. I mean, I know Louise said Naomi's good, but she looks like she's really good. And this room again, it makes you feel very looked after and cosy, which is, I think, what we want to do in the garden.
Now, the garage. Is that sort of a feature there?
No, not at all. It's really big and it's really ugly, and that's kind of where your eye is drawn to in the garden at the moment. So anything that can be done to disguise that would be great.
Okay, so quick summary here. The children definitely want to draw them back out into the garden more, and hopefully to incorporate their pursuits, because chess being played out here as well. They like gymnastics and introducing wildlife into the garden. Chess even idea, maybe being able to get them, because certainly William, by the sounds of it, likes that. You're quite keen to be able to grow vegetables and use it in cooking, so I think that seems very key. And also as well, some screening. Okay, I shall feed this all back to Charlie.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Arit and Charlie now share the information from the visit and get straight to work on their designs. Each of them will come up with a plan that works within the £3,000 budget. Louise will choose her favourite, and whichever designer loses will help the winner build the garden. Money will be spent on materials, while Charlie and Arit, along with a team of landscapers, provide the labour for free.
The cat garden is all about, hey, are you ready? Grow your own and play.
Yeah.
Great, okay.
Hello, Louise.
Hi, Charlie.
You wanted a garden that would bring the children out into the garden, but at the same time giving you your own space.
Wow.
This is your patio area.
Okay.
And I've got a path leading you down to a seating area for you, and you will be surrounded by vegetables and fruit. And then the path runs on down through an archway. Now this is for William and Naomi.
I really like the idea of you being able to grow your vegetables and herbs alongside flowers as well. Kind of gives quite a nice mix within the border area, and also can encourage companion planting. And that when the children then go through, they've got their own play space.
With a family patio already in the garden, Charlie and Arit are concentrating on giving Louise and her children their own separate areas to enjoy outside.
Now, the children
So, what are they doing?
Children, I've introduced this sort of
To coax Naomi and William.
giant chess area, which is going to be made up of stone sets. So they're granite sets that are different colours and then be laid out in this checkerboard effect, but not done so literally that you couldn't in time, maybe if and when William goes out of chess, you could actually still use this as a functional area. And then just putting a little lawn space for Naomi to be able to still practice her hoops and twirls.
We've got the checkerboard for the chess set, so it can double up. So big enough little patio for you to sit on with a bench, but likewise you can move the bench onto the lawn. So if William wants to play chess with a giant chess set, he can. And then this is a surface that they use to play basketball on, netball on. Also great for Naomi if she wants to get a trampoline out, balancing bar. You're going to have a couple of posts there, so you can put a badminton net up. So it's a very versatile
To give the kids fun things to do.
surface.
But Louise is keen to. Our designers are going all out to grow her own. So, what have the designers come up with?
The whole idea is that you start already that interaction with your fruit and veg. And what I want to do here is give you more of a potager style border so that your flowers and vegetables are mixed together so that you can come down here from the kitchen, come and get herbs, come and get vegetables, but also enjoy having flowers in the garden as well. So then as you come through, you're then greeted with another lovely, gorgeous border, again in that same potager style. And then here, giving you some actual sort of dedicated raised beds, because I know you talked about having beans that William enjoyed.
Basically, I wanted to make a knot garden.
Hey.
And we're going to plant these out in geometric styles, but I wanted to mix in not only vegetables, things like sweet corn and leeks, but herbs as well, and edible flowers. One, they'll look pretty, but then you can
Garden will give Louise a colourful
also use them in your cooking.
mix of fruit, veg and flowers. So, both a potager and not ours. But the designers know Louise hates the garage at the back, so how are they planning to hide it?
This will then journey through the garden and come through this pergola that can have climbers going over it. And this starts to screen out the actual back of the garage because it's starting to break your eye line up. Then going through the garden, here the all-important screening, bringing the garden closer to the house. Again, it's just breaking up the island because the garage, as you said, is very dominant as your eye goes through.
A pergola and screening should disguise it. Charlie, next.
I have a screen here.
Wow.
That's going to screen the garage where we can pop on the basketball hoop, and then I'm thinking that Naomi might want to do handstands against it because it will be a solid wall.
The designers both really want to win this one. So they've both come up with an extra feature
Green can also double
for Louise that they think will clinch
up. I was thinking
it.
for an outdoor cinema.
And to flank this lawn area, thinking about your grandmum and how the lavender was really important as a fragrance for you. So they'll be scented and will give that lovely memory straight away. So have you got any questions?
No.
All clear?
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm sure there's lots to take in, so I shall let you have a ponder about that and see you later.
Thank you.
I will leave you thinking.
Thank you.
The pitches are over, and Naomi and William are ready to help their mum with the big decision.
So this is Arit's design, and with this one we have the chess set at the back here, and there's some screens, but then also some places to grow our own fruit and vegetables.
I know that's not pretty, but how did you disguise it?
Well, I didn't come down here to actually to disguise it. My disguise goes a bit further into the space.
Controversial.
Further up, so I've got screening. With a central pergola. A little bit to bring you back up and break the eye up.
Oh.
Yeah, I really like the pergola, and that gives a nice bit of height to the garden, so it's not all one level, so that feels quite nice. Should we move on to Charlie's one then? Okay, so with this one, rather than the chess set being at the back, the chess set is here.
Checkerboard. Patio.
Checkerboard patio down here.
Mine's up there.
Okay.
Not garden round it.
journey meanders through. Oh.
And then this bit down the bottom is for you to have your games court on, and you've got the basketball hoop up there that you would like, William.
And then get to this multi sort of surface that could be used for anything.
Very nice.
But basically basketball, netball,
A lot.
forward rolls, cartwheels, badminton.
People will be expecting you to do all of that, you know.
Yeah, that's why I got you out.
Also, there's a screen here that the basketball hoop is on, that we can
Oh, you've done it.
Is here.
use the cinema projector
Yeah. So, but hoop, but,
to do an outdoor cinema.
and then the screen also for an outdoor cinema.
Oh, get you.
I like the tennis.
Having the tennis and badminton court.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, William? What do you like about this one?
I like the bouncy bit and the basketball hoop.
The basketball hoop, because you like shooting a few hoops, don't you?
Yeah. I also like the patterns with the garden.
Yeah, I like the symmetry.
The grandma scented. Play to the memories.
Like that could be the bit that wins it.
Maybe.
So, guys, have you made a decision which one you like the best?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've made my decision too, but I think really the final decision is down to you guys.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So we could choose whatever one we want.
Yeah, absolutely.
How much influence do you think Naomi and William are going to have?
Funnily enough, a lot. Okay, and on that note.
Yep, I think I have.
Okay.
I think I've made the decision.
So,
Okay. Have you made your decision?
which design gives Louise and the kids the fun-packed garden they're after? It's time to find out.
That was a very difficult decision.
Yeah.
In the end, I left it down to the children.
Oh,
wow, that's it.
you were right.
So, the design we've chosen is...
Charlie!
Why?
Because of the sports area.
The sports area. Goodness me, I'm very excited by this. I don't think I will be practicing my forward
I
roll.
didn't have you expecting those forward rolls.
And Mum, I mean, the children chose it, but see, you would have been happier with Aritz.
I
wouldn't
think maybe
you?
Aritz might have had a little bit more kind of future-proofness to it. But at the end of the day, it's them that I want to get back
Arit will be working alongside her,
out in the garden.
Charlie to give Louise and her kids a Carly's thrilled with the win, and a garden they'll love. It's time for the build, and landscapers on duty are Project Manager Andy along with Gruff, Kyle and Ben.
Yeah, there we go. Got Charlie design this week. Now, Louise lives here with her two kids, boy and a girl. Yep. Charlie wanted to get those kids out in the garden, playing some games, and then we're putting in a basketball court.
Yeah, lovely.
Chessboard.
Highbrow.
Yeah, highbrow. Yeah. More cerebral. And then we've got an edible garden here that will be quite interesting.
Lovely.
So, first things first is to get that grass off, actually.
Get it off.
The turf cutter makes light work of the old grass. Cut the base of the new basketball court. Kyle pulls up the old slabs. To disguise the ugly, these will be reused as hardcore for the garage at the back. Charlie's getting the team to build a screen.
All right. Here we are, mate.
You think that screen's going to be a bit high, Ben?
Nah, it's all right, isn't
That'll be fine.
Just block out all natural light.
I wonder if we can...
Come on, dunk it, dunk it. Yeah, bang on that, mate. Yep. Yeah, lovely.
Happy the posts are bolt upright, Gruff and Ben start attaching the crossbeams. A focal point of Charlie's design is a large chessboard for William.
Carl's just marking out for the chessboard, which is a real central part of this garden, because it kind of determines where all the paths run off from it.
2 bulk bags of hardcore along with old bricks found at the back of the garden put down, forming the base for the basketball court. It's raked and levelled with a vibrating plate over to even out the bumps, then a dry sand cement mix is added. Kyle's made a frame for the new chessboard.
Lovely, mate. Good square.
That's filled with cement and then left to harden. To make the screen, Ruff and Ben fixed 10 scaffolding boards to the upright posts, and altogether the timber cost £200. As Kyle flattens the area around the chessboard to make way for the new bound gravel pathway, the garden was coming along nicely. Which will please Charlie and Arit, who are on their way.
Yeah.
Look at you smiling there, girl.
I'm smiling all right because I'm thinking, from memory, there's a lot going on.
There's an awful lot going on. We got the basketball court, we got the chess area, we got a rose arch, we got a knot garden. So lots going on.
But you are going to be getting me jumping through more hoops, aren't you?
Well, maybe not a hoop feeding station come bugs. This time what I'd love you to do is mug area, because William magic up a bird. Apart from loving chess and basketball, he really likes the wildlife side. So I'm thinking that if there's that as well, that's really going to get him out into the garden.
Don't have time to go to sleep. It's got so many activities in there.
It's going to be a case of izzy wizzy, let's get busy.
Let's get busy, girl. Whoa.
Whoa, there's a lot going on.
Oh my word. Listen, I'd best be getting off and looking at me. I'm going to start my bird station.
Conjuring up birds and bugs. Wonderfully, this patio was already here. Very practical, right outside the back door. But then you have the path that leads into the garden. And we get to this area here, which is going to be the chessboard, chess set area. Lawn this side. More fruit and veg, and then we get to the very busy bit of the garden. So busy, we've got a rose arch here that's going to be covered all-weather surface. Fantastic, lots of climbers. We're going to put down so they can use it for a surface on here that's like a basketball, netball, gymnastics, because Naomi's really into her gymnastics. Yeah, so lots going on. Oh, and of course it's also going to be the cinema as well. I'm exhausted already.
A winning feature of Charlie's design was an area for Naomi to practice her gymnastics and William to play basketball. Charlie's giving Andy a hand to lay the special flooring.
So we want a bit of this sort of weed suppressant fabric down.
But there's no weeds going to come up through all this?
No, we're using the fabric one because it gives it a bit of tension between
so it's
plastic that goes on.
Stop it from walking, like that type of thing that you put under rugs when you have a rug on a carpet and it walks across the lounge.
Yeah, and then belt and braces you can put a few screws, pegs in through.
It will still be a good surface for Naomi to do her gymnastics on, because there's a bit of give in it, isn't there? And then it's just snapping it together.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm too old for this game.
Playing Twister or something.
The area is 15 square metres. Andy and Charlie are laying weather-durable click and fit sports tiles.
It's coming together really quickly, and that is the great thing about it. You don't have to be really skilled to actually install. It is fairly expensive. It's £50 a square metre, but it's a fantastic surface. It's got give in it. You can get in loads of different colours. I think there's more than 20. So if you wanted, you could make a pattern. So it's very versatile. And these little bits here just finish the court off, and these just snap on to give a really sort of neat finish to the edge of the court. It's coming together.
While Charlie and Ben edge the tiles, Arit's hiding out behind the screen.
I'm round here because Charlie has asked me to do a nature station for the children. Really nice. They've got this little explorer, and because they're going to now become a Coventry area to come round and back out into the garden, I thought it would be fun to put all of their little bits of trinketry that they find when they're going out to the beach or on their travels in the woods. So, idea is to get some shelves up, put those on here. I've brought a few bits with me, and I'll go and have a look and see what I can find around the garden, maybe a few bits in the garage, and just have this as a little secret area for them to come and explore.
Another way Charlie is enticing William into the garden is with a large garden game.
The chess set. I haven't gone for a huge giant one. They're sort of semi-big, bigger than normal size, as you can see, but they're very light, which could be a problem because they're going to sort of tip over if it's windy. So what I thought, to make them a bit heavier, you could always fill them with water, but I think it will be easier just to put a little block of wood on the bottom so it gives some weight to them. I'm going to have to chat someone up now, and hopefully... Horsey, they won't say nay. Horsey, don't you stop. They'll say yay. Oh.
Hi.
Hello. You see that very apprehensive. Out of all the landscapers, I saw you down here.
Uh-huh.
my chess set is a bit light.
Oh,
And slight.
yeah, that's not convincing at all.
No, so I'm reckoning that we can cut some squares of
Timber. Mount it on there.
Yeah.
Sure.
How is your chess playing skills? Because this is horsey.
Yeah, I've seen them horses before.
Yeah.
Yeah, they move like that, don't they?
No, the ones I know go.
Oh, right.
The Rose Arch entrance to the kids' play area is secured into place.
Yeah, Graf, that looks fine. If you stand like that, it looks level. It looks real good.
Well, you wanted it to be wonky,
I have
right?
to say, it is also doing that at the moment.
This Rose Arch comes in a kit form, is easy to construct and costs around £80. Outside, Ben and Ben are making a start on the bases for the chess pieces. While back in the garden, Charlie and Arit are arranging the tiles for the chessboard before they're fixed permanently.
When you were a kid, did you play lots of board games?
We played drafts, but a little bit of snakes and ladders.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of that.
Not mad on Monopoly. Took too long.
Oh, what was the other one? The other one, was it Cluedo?
Oh, I used to like Cluedo.
This coming together. Things like you said, you want it to be something where, of course, if chess is not being played, there is actually design.
It sort of looks like a little bistro patio for Louise.
Well, we're on a roll now.
This is like speed.
We're on a roll.
Charlie has chosen hard-wearing clay tiles costing $2.95 a piece. It's all go in the garden. Gruff and Ben start to put up shelves in Arit's nature area. Wants the tiles for the day just enough so he can't afford to chessboard or in the correct order, make any mistakes. Kyle lays them. There's only...
The garden's definitely coming together. Basketball court is down. Screen's almost finished. Arit is very, very busy tidying up the bases for the chess pieces. Another job I found her. How many have you done?
Well, I've done about 4 or 5. Only another 20 odd to go, but you know, it's all about the finishing detail.
Ben is laying 22 square metres of lawn for Naomi to do cartwheels and forward rolls on. While Andy is finishing off the Rose Arch with a gate, the entrance to Naomi and William's sports play area.
That's for spirit.
And then Ben and Gruff put in posts for the badminton come volleyball come tennis net in the children's garden. Arit's gone in search of the play area. Bits and bobs for Naomi and William at the back of the nature area.
Well, I'm coming into the garage that I know Louise doesn't really like, doesn't really use, but what I have spied is some old logs, which is absolutely brilliant because I can cut these down and use them for the nature area. What a result. creating a log pile, because over time this will start to rot down. That starts encouraging the wood lice and all the other insects that will start to come in and find homes, and as a passageway as well for any insects and small invertebrates. And it's a great thing to do in small spaces in a garden. Just create tiny little habitats. Just always be thinking about the other little visitors, as I call them, that share your garden.
Arit cracks on with the nature area while Charlie spent £100 on fruit trees that'll complement Louise's favourite damson tree.
Louise was very keen for the garden to be protected, lots of fruit. Now this, productive, so lots of vegetables is a peach. Now lots of edible flowers and lots of peach trees really require a nice sheltered spot. This one's peregrine, so it's on the fence, so that makes it protected, and it's also southwest facing, so it'll get the evening sun, the warmth, and sort of come the springtime it'll be protected from the cold winds coming from this side of the fence. Now the other thing is, as you can see here, it's been grafted, and that sort of stunts its growth so it doesn't get too big. But what you need to look out for is little suckers like that, because that sucker there is not the same, so you need to remove that and just look out for those, because otherwise they're much more vigorous and they could totally take over the plant. And we're going to fan train it. When you plant it, make sure with your peach that you plant it about 6 inches off of to train it, the fence or the wall. And
Charlie's also chosen.
Then you lean it back.
Chosen 2 plum trees.
That, mate. Lush. I reckon that's probably plum level. Oh.
And 2 thorn-free blackberry bushes. Behind the screen, Arit's nature area is coming along nicely.
I've got some kiln-dried sand because little solitary bees like to be able to burrow into it. Again, it's just about creating some other habitats for all the bug visitors to the garden.
Ooh, look at this! I'm loving it.
Are you happy?
It's real fun.
Well, you know, it just means it's somewhere for them to be able to come, doesn't it?
You
Out of the books.
Nature is magic by Fairy Enough. Oh my goodness.
It's a Bug's Life by
A. Fid. Garden tips for all children. So,
you know, I like to think
I have a go.
give myself as some sort of like unfact.
Oh my, do you do
pound author, but you know.
I'm loving it.
Little Deb.
And the bugs are going to love it.
Yeah.
With all the main features nearly finished, Charlie can concentrate on the plants. She's designed a knot garden, mixing up fruit, veg, flowers and herbs that grow happily together in the same beds. Keen amateur gardener Louise is hoping growing their own will encourage William to eat more veg.
Sweet corn's going in. I love sweet corn plants. One, they're yummy. And you know, sweet corns lose sort of 40 to 60% of their sweetness within 6 hours of picking it. So when you buy it at the supermarket, there is no way it's ever going to be as sweet as growing it in your garden. And children love growing sweet corn because it gets huge and it all happens in 1 year. You put them in like that. Seeds are nice and big, so they're big once all the frosts are over, and then they're easy for children to grow. They just go woof. What you need to make sure, though, is that you plant them in clumps or blocks and not lines. That way they pollinate and you get better sweet corn cobs. Look at those, these are almost ready to go. Looks like the backboard's going up, Harriet.
Oh.
One hoop is going up.
Very good, very good.
Goal defence, I was
goal shooter.
You would be taller than me.
I shouldn't have said that now.
Yeah, we're going to see how good a goal shooter you are.
The test
goal
is
defence,
on.
goal defence.
Okay, we shall give it a whirl. Let me know when it's up. I shall come back.
Charlie has spent £1,200 on flowers, which include edible varieties that Louise can use in her cooking.
In these flower beds, We've got flowers that you can eat. We've got veg that we can eat. A hyssop. You can use the foliage as well, but you can eat the flowers. It has quite a overly mad when you're using it. You use it strong flavour, so in salads and sauces and things like that. So it's best to sort of not go over. But then there's this one, mallow, and it's edible, but it's also a medicinal plant as well, and it's great if you've got sore throats. You can make tea out of it. You can put the young leaves in salads, but it's also really good for your skin. So the young leaves, if you pick them and put them into the bath, it helps with dry skin as well. And of course, the other wonderful thing about all these plants is because they keep flowering and flowering and flowering all summer long, they're absolutely fantastic for bees, butterflies and all those great pollinating insects.
Charlie loved Arit's idea of lining a pathway with lavender, so has incorporated it into her design.
Of all the many jobs that are going on in this garden, Charlie has actually given me the one that I really like, and that's being with the lavender. Now, Louise remembers this plant so much when she used to go to her nan's, and it's lovely. So by Charlie now evokes memories of Charlie bringing it into this garden, her nan's garden, which I think is really... She's going to have her nan with her all the time. Now, lavender, and this one's hidcote, is actually a great plant to use for hedging. It's evergreen, it gives you this wonderful flowers, and as well is very fragrant. And hidcote is quite a well-behaved lavender. It keeps reasonably in a good mound, it gets about 60 centimetres high, and you get this wonderful dark blue flowers spike from it. And in this garden, it's going to attract the bees, which is what's going to be needed to pollinate the rest of the fruits and flowers in this space. So, a lovely addition to the garden, beautiful plant, and I'm going to get these in.
The garden is coming together. Charlie plants a clematis that will grow up and over the rose arch. A few last-minute flourishes. Arit adds a bird feeder to finish off her nature area.
So.
Okay.
And finally, it's a
Right then, Martin.
I've only got prawns.
team effort to set up William's chest.
You've only got prawns. Oh, well, I've got some white and some black prawns. So white's got to be down here, hasn't it?
Yeah, because the queen's got to be on her
Because the
colour.
queen has got to be on her colour. Prawn, no.
What's the castle called? Castle.
Castle. Rook. Rook to 9.
Oh, look at those bases, aren't they amazing?
Oh,
They're beautifully sanded off.
nice.
Go on then, does anyone know any moves?
Yeah. Opening move.
They go 2, I thought they only went 1.
While they're all playing around with chess,
Yeah.
do you think we should just kind of have a little 5 minutes and sit back on this handiwork?
This looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I have to say, there's 2 bits that are my favourite bits.
Go on.
I love the gate.
Yeah.
And I really love the little bit round the back.
Oh.
It feels like a little bit like a den. I think William and Naomi will go, yeah, this is really our bit. We can be round.
I love the point that, you know, just something a bit different, and that's going to protege planting, and I think that really stands out.
Right, come on.
It was great going with the corn.
I know that we say we should own the garden, but we really do have to hand it over to Louise and the children, guys.
Before the team arrived, Louise described her garden as bland, with useless shrubs and an ugly garage at the back. £3,000 later, and it's now a garden packed full of fun for Louise, Naomi and William to enjoy. A bound gravel pathway lined with lavender leads to a large chessboard that doubles up as a second seating area. New beds are filled with vegetables, herbs and fruit trees, and a mix of colourful, fragrant and edible flowers. A pretty rose arch provides a gateway to Naomi and William's new play area, with its practical sprung floor filled with fun activities. Finally, the area, packed with bug-loving activity garage at the back, is screened off activities to spark the children's off, and behind is a nature imagination.
So, everybody,
Charlie gets Louise, Naomi and William ready for the big reveal.
do you want to open your eyes?
This is so cool.
So cool.
Wow, that's amazing.
I don't think they can take it all in.
So, we've got lavender everywhere.
Excellent.
We'll flop over onto the patio. So lots of scent. And then these flower beds are both filled with loads and loads of edible plants. The flowers are edible. The leaves are edible. There's lots of herbs. So what's that down there then?
That is a chessboard.
Wow, William.
Now, have we laid it up properly? Go look. Is it right?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's lucky then, isn't it?
And at least it got laid out
That bit, don't you?
correctly, so well done to
And a new ball.
Andy.
Do you want to go in
You wanna
and
go in?
explore? Even more lavender. Yeah. I mean, the scent of it today, planting it was
Smells gorgeous. It's nice having it near the path as well, so every time you walk past, you're going to get that kind of big waft of
coming
lavender.
up, yeah.
It's that grandma smell.
Yeah, you know, you just remember things when you were a child and brushing against it.
Putting things in gardens that evoke memories like that lavender, it's so special. Plants are just magical. Her nan's going to be in this garden with her. It's lovely.
And then over here, we've got your fan train peach tree.
Lovely.
That will cover that wall there, and because that's a nice evening sun there, that's an ideal place for it. So shall we go and explore the kids' area? I have to say they've already taken it over. Steph, you're not getting that back.
No, they've claimed it as their own.
This rosage, so we've got roses, clematis, honeysuckle.
Again, lots of lovely smells.
And
Wow.
only about 4. Next, thornless blackberry.
Oh, lovely.
Next
About
year there'll
4.
be more. Pop. There's
Okay.
even some blackberries up in here. What we've done, so you got a net here. Ooh. Yeah. So we can take this across and you hook it up like that. That's for badminton. The hook at the very top's for volleyball.
Oh, gosh.
And the hook at the bottom's for tennis. So it can go at 3 different levels.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah. So that's the whole idea. What do you think, guys?
Good.
Good.
So cool.
It's cool.
It's
Yeah.
nice and squishy, isn't it?
It is. It's firm, but it's soft, so you can put table and chairs on it, or you know, if you do it forward.
Sleeping bags.
Sleeping bags. Sleepover on Friday. You've got it all planned.
Yeah.
So what do you think, guys? Do you like this bit?
Definitely.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to get you out into the garden more?
Yeah, definitely.
You're going to be exhausted.
Will I?
So there's one last little around the back of there. I think a prize for Naomi and William. I'd find Aaron, and she has a little bit of a surprise. You're allowed to go look,
Oh,
Louise, as
thanks.
well. Prize for you.
Okay, children, come round. See what you think. So, I've been creating a little nature area for you. We can come round. There's logs there for all the bugs to come into.
I like it.
Bird feeder.
Oh, it's very kind of touchy-feely, and I can see us going to the park or to the beach and just bringing back kind of fir cones and shells or a little bit of sand and just playing around with it.
That's right, that's it, and just add things in. So you saw the bugs though, didn't you?
Yeah.
William, Naomi and Louise love being out in their new garden. Friends and family can't wait to have a look.
So, William, oh, hello, it's off. It's friends and family.
And William takes on the team's very own Andy in a chess challenge.
Garden, definitely. I think my problem is going to be getting the looks amazing. Children out of the garden rather than getting them answers exactly what we wanted into the garden, because they're going to be spending so much time out here. And I think we might be inundated with all their friends as well.
Who's playing the best strategy at the moment?
Not Andy.